Good morning, oh my goodness, my camera's out of focus. How did that happen? Oh my goodness. All right. So if I didn't fix the focus, folks, Kurt was going to let me know. Man, you're out of focus today. Um, check him out. Check him out. Oh, folks, listen. My wife and I just got back from Dubai. It was a fabulous trip. We did something new every day. We went to the Global Village. We went to the Miracle Garden. We went out on a desert safari. I even drove a dune buggy. And then we went out. They had a fabulous dinner at night out there at a desert fortress. It was fantastic. We went to the Burj Khalifa, 48th floor, 148th floor. We did that. We stayed at a 5-star hotel. We flew business class. Listen, all the pics are on my Instagram. So follow the P.I.L.L Method Instagram, and you'll see the pics. I haven't even posted them all yet. Even the lounge we were in Doha. Okay, we had an 8-hour layover in Doha. It was a sleep and fly lounge. The thing was bigger than a football field. I mean, it was huge. They had a full-on restaurant. They had full-on chefs at every station. It was, oh man, I took some pictures of that too. The sculptures, the mere size, the facilities to just take a nap, to get some sleep while you were there. They had rooms decked out just for families. You go in the back and it's quiet back there for your family, and then you can just go lay down and go to sleep. It was great. We had a very good time. But anyway, folks, listen, we have some folks on the stage with us today. Good morning to you. I'm going to say good morning to everyone here. All right. Good morning in the chat. Good morning. And listen, if you're here, you came in to get some information about how to pay off mortgages in 7 years, how we can borrow money at a discount, how we're paying for 89 years. We have been convinced to give 80 to 90% of our money away to the banks, and we don't have to. So today, I'm going to be, oh, look at there, Miss Lila Wilkins. How are you doing? She says, good morning from Facebook. All right. Listen, Lila, I'm so excited to talk to you today. I can't stand it. All right. So good. I'm glad you're here. Anybody else who's online, who's watching us from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, go ahead and check in from the chat and say good morning. And if you're here on Clubhouse, go ahead and say good morning. And let me fix my Clubhouse thing here. I need to, let me see here. I need to go in and fix something here. All right. I need to pause my notifications for a while so I can have full control of my screen. All right, folks, listen. Some of you are here to listen and learn, and that's okay if you're here on Clubhouse. All I'm asking you to do is come to the stage and listen. You don't have to talk, I promise. Listen, I'm not going to embarrass you. If you don't want to talk, don't talk. But come to the stage and listen. And here's why. If you have followers, then your followers see you on the stage, and then that's all the work you have to do. So I'm going to be giving you some really good information today. All right. So raise your hand, come to the stage, and listen from the stage. We're going to show you what we're talking about. We're going to jump right in. Does anybody have a question or a comment? Raise your hand, and then I'll call on you, bring you up to the stage for your question or comment. If you're online, type your question or comment in the comment section, and then we'll get it there. If you have something to say online, Go, Dahlia. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Dahlia. And she says good morning. And so, questions or comments? No questions. All right. Come to the stage. Raise your hand. Come to the stage and listen from the stage. That way, you help to grow the room. You help to grow the room by doing that. So, Jonathan, I'm going to ask you to listen because you're here every day. So, I'm going to invite you up. You don't have to say anything, but just come up to the stage and listen from there today to help to grow the room. Isa, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We're going to bring you up. All right. And so if you have a question or comment, flash your mic. So Jonathan, Isa, do you have anything you need to say, or you're just sitting and listening? Okay. Oh, hell, good. Isa, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
That is correct. Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I had a quick question for you.
Go right ahead, please.
Could you discuss or give any tips in regards to selling a house and purchasing more with the 57% tax credit? Is it called a 1040, 1090?
Oh,
I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. But could you give any tips or tricks if someone is trying to purchase their home, multiple homes?
Okay.
One sale purchase.
All right. See, here's what I know.
Would you like more detail?
Yeah. So here's what you so you wanted to you want to do an exchange so you're not hit with taxes on your proceeds. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So here's what you want to do. If you're in real estate, then take that money and see how you can put a down payment on more than one home instead of just into one home. If you're in real estate investor and you have a certain amount of money, let's see how you can invest in more than one home as a down payment, because now you can get a mortgage on that, on both on one or more homes, and then use your proceeds not only to invest more money, but you can cut your interest cost by 50 to 75% on those homes and increase your net worth substantially because of all the interest you do not pay. So interest cancellation works on more than one home or just one home. So why give all that money to the bank when you can use that money to invest in other things? So Isa, does it make more sense that if you have a certain amount of money that you try to invest in more than one home or just one home? You tell me.
Oh, absolutely. More than one home.
Okay.
My particular question is, how do you not incur the taxes from the sale?
Okay.
Is it through purchasing more homes?
Right. It's through the exchange. Now, there is another way to do it because of the tax laws, and you got to talk to your accountant because we don't do tax advice. Okay. Talk to your accountant because there may be a way to avoid it because of how much, because you are single or married, there may be some tax relief if you sell the house for a profit of under a certain amount of money. There may be a way to avoid taxes that way too. So talk to your tax professional. So when it comes to it's called a 1031 exchange, I think you're talking about, right?
That's it.
1031. Okay. 1031 exchange. And so, but you may not even have to use it if you didn't make more than X amount of dollars. And I don't want to say, because tax laws constantly change, and I'm not trying to keep up with that. We hire professionals to do that. But does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Hang out on the stage and let's see how let's see. Isa, I'm going to give you a follow. See, you have 550 followers. When you came up to the stage, and I'm following you now. When you came up to the stage, your people were notified. So folks, anyone else that wants to come up, do that. Armin is here today. So Armin, I'm going to ask you to come up to the stage and listen from there. I know you're busy working, so I'm going to invite you up, and anybody else that wants to come up and listen from the stage, that's going to be great. So let's jump into this thing right now. I'm going to put my, I'm going to share, I got to finish setting up here. Man, getting back in the saddle after a week away, it can be a little disconcerting that I've got to get right back to work. All right, and then so we got that camera showing, and we're going to also share a screen. There we go, and we're going to do screen 2, and then we're going to put an amortization schedule up. So I promised today that we're going to talk about sales tax and how did that compare with interest rates. Okay, so I need a little help from the audience today. So when it comes to sales tax, how does that work? Does anybody like sales tax? When we were in Dubai, we saw some cars. I mean, I walk outside the hotel and there could be a Bugatti, a Mercedes, a Maserati, Ferrari, Rolls Royce. So in one day, in one spot, there was a Rolls Royce. Then there was one that was a convertible, and then there's another Rolls Royce that was an SUV. I've never seen a Rolls Royce SUV. I'm telling you, the cars that were lined up outside the hotel were fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. If that car was bought in the United States, a $200,000 car bought in the United States, you got to pay sales tax on it. Okay. If it was $300,000 car, you've got to pay sales tax on it. And in Alabama, sales tax is 9%. Sales tax is 9%. So let me take a look at this. So I've got a $300,000 car. If you want to see what I'm doing, go to P.I.L.L Method, our YouTube channel. Okay, go to our YouTube channel, search P.I.L.L Method, and then once you get there, go ahead and subscribe. Click on the live, and then you can watch us there. Okay, so watch us live there. But I've got something on the screen right now because some of these cars over there were in excess of $300,000. So, but if it was bought in the United States, a $300,000 car, all right, now you got to pay in Alabama, you got to pay 9% sales tax on that thing. All right, so that is times 9% equals $27,000 sales tax. I need to hear from you right now. Does anybody want to pay $27,000 in sales tax on anything? I mean, you buy something for $300,000 and you got to pay $27,000 in sales tax. Does anybody like paying sales tax? Let's put it in the chat. Yes or no. Yes or no. Diane Reeves just listening. So Diane Reeves, why don't you come to the stage and listen? How about that? Come on up. All right. So come up to the stage and listen from there. Raise your hand, and then we'll get you there. So folks, so put a yes or a no in the chat. I would be okay with paying $27,000 in sales tax on a $300,000 purchase. All right. So listen, even if you, Lila says, no, don't want to do that. So even if you bought something for, $1,000, okay, you bought something for $1,000, all right, times 9% sales tax, that's $90. That's still $90. So you bought, let's say you bought an air conditioner, for a whole house, $10,000, and your sales tax is again times 9%. Okay, that is $900 sales tax. Okay, so folks, Here's what I'm talking about. If you get a $300,000 automobile, okay, like some of the ones I saw over there, it was crazy, $300,000 automobile, and you had to pay sales tax on that times 9%. Again, that's $27,000, and nobody wants to pay that. But a $300,000 mortgage, even at 7%, okay? $300,000 mortgage at 7%. So let's put that back up, and let's say the sales tax in Alabama was not 9%, but 7%. $300,000 at 7% times 7% equals $21,000. That would be the sales tax. But if it's a mortgage, watch this. $300,000 at 7%. No one wants to pay the $21,000 in sales tax. But here's what the bank is looking for in interest cost at 7%, $418,527.60. No one wants to pay sales tax. We try to get everything we were buying something in New York, and I was buying something for my wife, and I go to the retailer. I said, listen, I want to pay for this credit card. And they're going to charge me X amount of dollars for whatever we were buying. And I said, well, what if I pay cash? Can you take care of the sales tax for me? They said, yeah, we'll pay the sales tax. So they brought the thing down by what I would have had to pay in sales tax. So I was doing what I needed to do to avoid the sales tax. But 7% sales tax on $300,000 is $21,000. But for some reason, we're okay with going into a situation where we're buying a $300,000 property. And when we sign on the dotted line for that $300,000 property, they show us how much interest we're going to pay. What is the interest cost for 30 years for borrowing this money? $418,527.60 interest. That's more in interest than you borrowed in principal. So the total cost of this $300,000 purchase is not $321,000, which it would be if you were paying sales tax. It's $718,527.60. So, is anybody okay with that, Miss Diane? I'm sorry. Let's invite you up. She's just listening. She's coming to the stage just to listen. But anybody who has something they want to say about this, go ahead and say it, or raise, or just unmute. You're right. Just and speak out. What do you think about the fact that we do whatever we can to avoid sales tax, but somehow we've been conditioned that it's okay, even for real estate investors, even for home buyers? If I want to buy a home, I'm okay with the way that the bank amortizes a loan. And somehow, if I was paying sales tax on a $300,000 purchase, it would be $21,000. But for a mortgage at 7%, somehow they turned it into $418,527. Folks, how fair is that? If you think that's unfair, put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the chat. All right. All right. Unfortunately, I have to go. Thank you so much, Issa, for being here. All right.
Thank you. But it's highway robbery.
Isn't it though? So listen, since you have to go, the replay is going to be up, so you can watch this at any time.
I definitely will. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just get so excited about this information. All right, I get so excited about this and sharing it. Armin, so Armin, I'm inviting you to speak. So when you see that invitation, go ahead and say yes to the invitation. You don't have to say anything, just come to the stage, okay? And listen from there. All right, anybody else who's here? Diane, I'm going to try to bring you up one more time. You have your hand raised. So let's go ahead and try to bring you up. Anybody else that wants to come to the stage and listen? You don't have to talk. Just come to the stage and listen. What we're talking about here is comparing interest cost to sales tax. Interest cost to sales tax. Nobody likes sales tax, but somehow we're okay with paying interest like that. So Diane, thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything that you'd like to say? If so, hit that microphone in the lower right hand corner and speak out. But if you're just listening, that's quite all right. And so we've got Netter. All right. All right. Go ahead and bring you up. Invite to speak. All right. Let's bring you up, sir. All right. And thank you for being here. Listen, folks, you don't have to say much. You can just come to the stage and listen. So, Ned, did you have something you want to say or ask?
Actually, wanted to say something and ask something, because you guys are talking about a subject that I have been questioning, having questions about for all of my life here, because my adult life anyway. But thanks for bringing me up, Ice. Yeah, like what is the difference? Like, I mean, I look at sales tax, and we have, like, in Maryland, I think we have something like a 6% sales tax or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
And then I look at the homeowner stuff, and we're somewhere around. I was at 2.2, but I'm in an arm rate right now, and I'm at 4.5 because they're maxing me out as to how much they can raise my tax after 5 years of being at 2.2. So now I got to find a way to I got to refinance my house. But these interest, but I kind of like that arm rate, because what happens is they were not charging me any interest on the full amount of money throughout the course of the loan, the 30-year mortgage, right? I'm only being charged interest on the balance of the loan, as opposed to the entire it's the 30-year loan or whatever the case may be. So,
And you think that's better?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm here to ask you about it, right? I'm here to ask you about it. I just think, say if I would rather be paying 2.2 throughout the course of the loan, like for the balance of the loan, as what I owe on the loan, as opposed to having to pay it 2.2 for, say, my house is $300,000. I pay $300,000 for my home,
right?
As opposed to paying 2.2 for 30 years on $300,000, I'm only paying 2.2 on the balance of the loan, as opposed to the whole 30 years. So is that a bad thing, or is that a good thing?
Well, let's take a look at the numbers, because see, we hear 2.2 and we think that's a great interest rate, because everybody is focused on getting the lowest interest rate possible, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, let me ask you something. Do the majority of the people that you know, are they all trying to get the lowest interest rate?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
Okay. So, but for the most part, no one's trying to get a higher interest rate, are they?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
So in anything in life, anything you've ever noticed, has the majority of the people ever been right?
No. No.
Listen, folks, here's what we're talking about. Everything you've ever learned about lending is backwards because of how we've been taught. So how do you pronounce your name, sir?
Nettergeb.
Nettergeb. And what do most people call you? Nettergeb?
Osaru L.
Okay, Osaru L. All right. All right. So I'm trying to figure out which one's going to be easier for me. So I'm going to choose Nettergeb.
Okay, great.
All right.
That's good. Or you can just say netter. It doesn't
Okay, Netter. So listen, man, here's what we're going to talk about. Are you in a position so that you can see a computer or a laptop or a tablet as well?
I'm on my tablet right now, and I can talk to you. I just have to leave my mic unmuted.
All right. Well, the
You need me
reason
to
why I
open
was
it up?
asking is because I have some numbers on the screen on my on
YouTube.
on YouTube. But if you
Uh-huh.
go to YouTube, then you can't also talk to me here on Clubhouse. That's the thing. So I'm going to
Yeah.
share some
Can you hear
stuff.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm on YouTube right now.
Oh, really? Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right. Can you go to Clubhouse? I'm sorry, Clubhouse. Can you go to Pill Method? Search Pill Method on YouTube.
I'm looking at right now.
Okay. And then
Pill Method Mortgage or Pill Method Explain or just Pill Method?
click, yeah, just Pill Method.
Okay.
And then go there. And then you can see my my club,
You're live.
my live, and then pull that up so you can see the numbers.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So I have on here $300,000. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to change that. It's going to be a little bit of a delay between what you hear and what you see. So I'm changing it to 2.2.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm just putting in the principal and interest payment, 2.2. All right. So the principal and interest payment on $300,000 at 2.2 is $1,139.10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But even at 2.2, here's how much money the bank wants: $110,076. Does that look like?
Okay.
Does that look like 2.2% of 300,000?
No, it does not. That's more like 30%.
Exactly.
Over 30%.
It's 36 over here. Look over to the right. It's 36.692%. That's what amortization does. I'm going to bring up a calculator. But if this was sales tax, okay, if this was sales tax on $300,000, all right, times 2.2% equals $6,600. Everybody hates sales tax,
Mm-hmm.
but $6,600 looks way better than $110,000.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Okay, so would you like to know how they do it?
Absolutely.
How the bank figures out how they can charge you that kind of interest and still call it 2.2%.
Right.
All right. So let's put it on the screen so you can see. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your 2.2% interest rate. Okay. Now what we're doing, folks, is we're comparing mortgage rates with sales tax and how we view those numbers when it is applied to the mortgage, because 2.2 sounds like a cheap mortgage until you see what they really want is $110,000 from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because we're looking at the interest rate, but we're not looking at the interest cost. So this whole thing, Netter, is how to view things from a different perspective, the interest cost. So we're going to take the 2.2. Here's what the bank does. They take that 2.2%. Okay. So it becomes 0.022. And then they divide it by 12. When they divide it by 12, it comes out to be 0.0018 and a bunch of threes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what they do is they take that number and multiply it by your $300,000 for your first interest payment.
Oh, wow.
For your first interest payment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take that. We're going to multiply that times 300,000.
300,000.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Got rid of my calculator. Come on back. 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. All right. Multiply by 300,000 equals $550. Look at your very first interest payment here, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 550?
Yep.
So now what they do is, now because you put 589 of your dollars out of your $1,139.10. That's your regular payment, $1,139.10. Only 589 of those dollars went to principal,
Right.
where 550 of your dollars went to interest.
Right.
So now they subtract the 589.10, and now you're left with $299,410.90.
Right.
So what are they going to do this month? Take that 2.2, divided by 12 again, and then multiply your first principal balance on payment number one here. Okay, your first principal balance, and which is now $299,410.90. All right. Okay, so we're going to multiply that by 299,410.9 equals. I forgot to do something here. Okay, so I got 2.2%. Okay, all right, 2.2%. Divide that by 12 equals
12.
There you go. And now we're going to multiply that by the 299,000 times
Okay.
299,410.90 equals 548.90, because now it's 548.919. So we round up the 1 to a 2, and look at your interest cost on line 2, 548.92. That's how they do it. Right.
So it repeats itself
every single month. So it's not one mortgage. It's 360 separate mortgages.
Oh, wow.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's how it gets to be so expensive.
Right.
And everybody I've ever asked has told me the same answer. Have you ever had a class on how the bank makes its money through amortization, through this system here? Have you ever had a class on it?
No, I haven't.
And this is how they keep getting away with it, because we don't know the rules to the game.
That's right. So can I ask you something real quick?
Go right ahead.
Because you definitely schooled me today, and I'm always open to learn something new. Could you do it at 4.5? The same thing at 4.5?
Let me show you something first, and then I'll change.
For a higher?
Then I'm going to change it to 4.5.
Okay.
I'll show you something first at 2.2, and then we'll change it to 4.5, the higher interest rate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, if you make this payment, let's say you make your first payment in January, $589.10 goes to principal, $550 goes to interest. So you just made your January payment. Looking at this, what would be your February principal payment? Just the principal payment for February. How much is that money?
What is that, $590?
Yep, $590.18, right? Here's my question. If you made your very first payment on this, would you have to wait till February to give the bank an additional $590.18?
No, we shouldn't have to.
Okay, good. That's called a prepayment. So if I give them the $590 early, $590.18 early, that's called a prepayment. Okay. So guess what they have to do with all $590.18? They have to
put it towards the principal.
They have to put it towards the principal. They have to. So I'm paid down to line 2 in January.
Okay.
So my next mortgage payment for February is now on what line of the schedule?
On line 3.
Exactly, because now they have to do the math on the 298,820 instead of the 299. So when they do the 298,820, it gives me the interest cost on line 3 instead of line 2. So now my next payment is on line 3.
Right.
I got rid of line 2 on the amortization schedule, not for the entire payment of $1,139.10, but I got rid of line 2 for only $590.18. It's gone. And this interest What happened to this $548.92 worth of interest on line 2? What happened to that?
That's a good question. That's what I was going to ask you about that.
What do you think happens to it?
Does it disappear?
Yes, it does.
What? Wait. so
you never have to pay that.
Right, but okay. So let me ask you some. So when I make my payment on line 3, would it still be $591?
Right. You're still going to make you have to make the full mortgage payment every single month.
Right. But line 3 would actually complete. Okay, I think I'm on to what you're saying. Go ahead.
All right, and that's right. So now you're on line 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So by giving the bank the $590.18, normally if you wait till 1st of February, you have to pay them $548.92 to give them to pay your loan down by $590.18. You just got to pay your loan down by $590.18 for free, without paying a dime of interest.
Wow.
How do you like that? Those apples?
Oh, I love those apples.
Okay, so now that's at 2.2. Okay, let me show you what would happen. I'm gonna do a comparison now. Okay, so we're gonna bring up now. If you guys are wondering, to do this teaching model, I use an amortization schedule at Brett Whistle, BRETTWHISSEL.net, BrettWhistle.net. That's what I'm using as a teaching tool. I use his amortization schedule for this. So what we're going to do is bring up that $300,000 again, all right, and compare. And then you said 4.5 this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 4.5, 360, and that's where I am now. My principal and interest payment is $1,520.06 as opposed to $1,139.10. So my payment is higher, and I may not like that. Okay. The amount of interest that they want at 4.5 is $247,000 instead of the $110,000. So already it looks like the 4.5 is worse until we get down to the payment section. And remember, out of that payment, if we prepay the $590.18, we get rid of one payment, correct? If we prepay that.
Yeah.
At the higher interest rate, tell me now when it changes, tell me now what is your principal payment now?
$396.
Oh, is it easier to come up with $396 or the $500?
Oh yeah, $396.
So it gets rid of one payment. How about that?
Yeah.
Let me show you something interesting. If we have, I need you to take a look at this is the lower interest rate. This is a 2.2 cumulative principal and cumulative interest. Okay. That adds up all the principal payments for 1 year and all the interest payments for 1 year. Okay. So after 1 year, I will pay this loan down by $7,140.92. But it will cost me how much in interest to do it?
$6,000.
Is that too much money to pay?
That's a lot.
To pay the bank in order just to pay your loan down by $7,100?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. So let me ask you this. If you already know that you're going to be paying that in 1 year to pay your loan down, do you have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
No.
If you have it,
I would think that.
Yeah, if you had it, could you pay it at once?
Yes.
Would you be paid down to line 12 in 1 month?
Yep.
What would happen to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12?
I would assume it would disappear.
They would disappear. So instead of giving the bank $6,528 in interest, this is all you'll give them, $550 in interest to do the exact same thing.
Oh, wow. That is incredible.
Big difference, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that's at 2.2. Now remember, if we had the money, we could prepay $7,140, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you what $7,100 does at 4.5.
Okay.
Oh, well, this is as close as I can get. $7,300. Look at that. 6,900, 7,300. Wait till it changes. So where does it take us now?
7342.
Yeah, but on what line?
Oh, 18, line 18.
Instead of line 12.
Right. Okay.
That's at the
And then
higher.
all of that.
That's at the higher interest rate. So if you had an extra $7,000 to put on this thing, do you want the 2.2 interest rate or do you want the 4.5?
The 4.5. For sure.
I love this. I absolutely love this.
Yeah, because it's basically wiping out 6 more payments than the 2.2.
Exactly.
More interest and everything. Yeah.
So,
way more interest.
So here's what we're looking at. Okay. If I lower the interest payment, if I lower the interest cost, the interest rate, then my principal payment is higher. And that's what everybody's looking at. That's if I want to make all 360 payments. I want the biggest principal payment I can get. Lower that if I want to make all 360 payments. But I don't want to make all 360 payments.
Right.
What if I can manipulate this thing where I only make about 90 payments? So where do I want to be? Where will my money do me the most good? At the lower interest rate or the higher interest rate? If I wanted to prepay, so I end up paying only 90 payments.
Right.
So when you control the principal payment, you control the loan. But Don, look at all these high interest payments, and interest payments you skip don't matter.
Okay.
So they can give me high interest payments all day. But if I skip them, I don't care.
Right. And so the mortgage company doesn't come after you for the interest like that, or the bank or whatever.
It's in the rules. It's in the rules of your mortgage that you have the right to do this.
Okay.
It's written in your contract.
Okay.
Would you like to see how it's written?
Sure, absolutely.
Boy, I'm loving this. Let me bring this up.
I'm just trying to make sure I can get around this. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, everybody would, but see, the thing is,
so let me actually
go right ahead.
We make the payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we make the payment, right? When we make the $7,000, if I was to make the $7,000 payment at 4.5,
yeah,
how would I present that payment to the bank? Is there something I have to distinctly actually distinguish? Do I have to make a specific comment when I make that payment, or I just send the payment off?
That is a very good.
Be done with it.
That's a very good question. Let me ask you: do you have an escrow account, or where you're paying taxes and insurance with your payment?
Do.
Then yes,
I pay escrow. My money goes to escrow.
You would have to let them know that this is a principal payment. I do not want it to go to escrow. That's all.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. If you're not paying, if you're paying your taxes and insurance on your own, you don't have to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just give them the money, and they have to apply it to principal because that's the only place they can put it.
Okay.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. Let's just say you had this mortgage, you made the first payment, and you won the lottery, a lot of money. So what if you paid off on the second payment? You just paid the whole thing off. Would they accept your money?
I'm not sure.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes, they would.
Okay.
You can pay that loan off at any time.
Right.
Okay. Let me show you how the wording is in your own contract that most people never read on their own, but it's in every mortgage contract in the United States. Homeowners, 99.99% of homeowners have this in their contracts. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me share this. Let me put this up. All right. Let me know when you see the borrower's right to prepay.
Yes, see it.
Okay. This is what it says in your contract. And this is how it's titled: the borrower's right to prepay. And it says something like this: I have a right to make payments of principal at any time before they are due. So you can, after you make a full payment, any extra money you give them is called a prepayment. Any payment of principal, a payment of principal only is known as a prepayment. So if you make a full payment and any extra money you give them in the same month is known as a prepayment. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the second paragraph. When I make a prepayment, I will tell the note holder in writing that I am doing so. So however they want to be notified, you have to talk to your bank and say, how do you want to be notified? Some banks make it so easy that when you go on their website, there's a line that says principal payments only. You put your money on that line, they know what to do with it. Make sense so far? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So however your bank wants to be notified, not all the banks are the same. Not all of them have the same rules. Just find out how your bank or mortgage company says how to present a prepayment. Okay. And then you're going to be good to go. All right. So now when you can make a full prepayment. Now, what's a full prepayment? Paying off the entire loan, right?
Yes.
Or partial prepayments, where you give them like $500 or $600 or maybe even $1,000. That's the partial prepayment. You can do that with what? Without paying any what?
Interest.
Any prepayment charge.
Prepayment charge, yeah.
So, yeah, you can do that. It's your right to do that. You don't have to ask permission. It's written in the contract. You know how strong this contract is? Miss 3 payments. How strong is that contract?
Oh my gosh.
Miss 3 payments. How strong is that contract, brother? You tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Their side. It has to be strong on our side, right? We just don't know the rules of the game. Now, the very best part is the last part, the last paragraph. The note holder will use all of my prepayments. How much of my prepayments?
Yeah, what's that? How much are they?
Yeah, the note holder will use all of my prepayments. How much? How much? How much of my prepayments I just read?
Gosh, I'm multitasking over here. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Okay, don't multitask because listen, you're going to miss the good part here.
I know.
All right,
know.
All right. So the note holder will use all of my prepayments. How much? What's the word?
All.
All of my prepayments to reduce the amount of my principal. So anything you give them, a prepayment, goes to principal. It can't go to anywhere else. They can't charge you any more interest or anything. All my prepayments goes to the note. And so once you pay that down, when they multiply 1/12 of your 2.2 or your 4.5, they have to do it on a different amount because all of the money you gave them just went to principal. If I make a partial prepayment, there will be no changes in the due date or in the amount of my monthly payment. So your payment stays the same, but you just make fewer of them because you're giving them their money back early. And when you give it to them early, you do not have to pay the interest.
Gotcha.
That's written in your contract.
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So what are the dates, right? Because you have how interest actually the interest actually accumulates during the month or whatever the case may be, or it's like even when we are paying off a credit card or something.
Right.
Like I'll get paid like if I have an American Express and it'll be like it'll take like $116 or $129 per month off of the balance that I have. And that payment hits my credit card ever so often, like on the 19th of every month.
Right.
But if I make a payment up front, I don't get hit with that interest charge.
Right. Okay. 2 things about that. So you're asking, what is the best day to pay your mortgage to save the most interest? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's
Okay.
different for everybody.
Okay.
Do you know what we have in place of that?
What's that?
We have figured that out, brother.
Okay.
All right, let me take this off the screen. Taking this off, and we're going to pull this over. There we go. Boom. This is our AI system that does all the math. You want to know what day? If you put it into this program and you tell the program how much money you're making and how you pay your bills. Okay. So this is John and Rebecca Jones. And John here is paying, he gets paid on the 1st of January. Okay, I got to reset it. Hold on. Let me reset the account. This is our demo. So we're resetting it, and we're going to show you how, if John gets paid a certain amount, we just tell the program he pays his bills. He says he gets paid $950, and he just tell the program, I got paid my $950. All right. And it disappears. He pays his mortgage, gets some interest earned on his savings account, pays his utilities. We click on each one of these. His wife gets paid $700 weekly. He gets paid bi-weekly, every other week. All right. But do you see these little arrows here? The red and the red and the blue, right? That is the program telling you to do something. And in this case, it's telling you take money from your checking account and put it in your savings account. How much money?
$100.
Yep, $100.90 to the penny. That's for John and Rebecca. The program says this is money you don't need for anything else, because you're telling us how much you're spending on your bills every month, how much you're making. So put any extra money in your savings account and leave it there.
Okay.
All right. So this starts in January. So the program is predicting, and when I'm looking at the upper left-hand window, by January 9, by March 9, 2023, the program says you should have $3,120 saved up after you've paid all your bills, after you've had a little bit of fun along the way. You'll have enough money left over to put on your debt on the 9th of March, $3,120. That's for John and Rebecca, but you would be different. You see?
Yeah.
So the program not only tells you how much money you can pay, but it tells you the exact day and the exact amount. So let's scroll down. We're going to bypass January, scroll through February, and get down to March, where it says March 9. You make your regular mortgage payment on the 1st of the month. Okay. Now, when most people prepay, they just send it in with the mortgage payment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in this case, program says make your regular mortgage payment when you generally make it. Then wait 8 days, because this is the best day this month to pay off the Visa to zero and put $1,116.97, not a penny more, on the mortgage. And when you do, this is a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. You pay an extra $1,116.97. And when it changes over, I need you to see how much interest we just saved. Can you see that yet?
Yeah, I can see $1,100, $1,118, or I can barely see that.
Okay, let me make it a little bigger. Okay.
So 5,000. Actually, it's $5,435.
Yep, that's how much interest they just saved. By letting the bank tell. So let's tell the program we want to pay that. Okay. So we're going to get out of here, and we're looking at this day. All right. It's the 9th of this month. Okay. And we're putting $1,100 on, and we're telling the program on the mortgage, right? And we're going to save $5,000, $5,400. And then the program starts all over again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to also get rid of the Visa. We're going to pay the Visa off. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Execute that. So now the Visa's paid off. Now, when do we put more money on the debt? Look in the upper left-hand window.
That would be on the 11th.
So on this month,
May.
the 9th was the right day.
Uh-huh.
In March. So we're going to wait. No extra money goes to the debt in April. But in May 11th is the right day.
Okay.
So it could be any day of the month, but the program is what it's doing is figuring out the right day, the right month, the right loan to attack. All the guesswork is done.
Okay.
So when people ask me, what is the right amount? I don't know. What is the right day? I don't know. It all depends on what's happening with the individual. And what happens if your hot water heater blows up one month? The program will automatically recalculate like financial GPS and says, well, you can't put $3,000 on, but you can put $2,200 on because you had to pay for the water heater.
Water heater.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. All the guesswork is gone.
Right. Damn.
This is artificial intelligence brought to finances finally.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
It's long overdue, isn't it?
Yes.
Come on, man. That's what we're talking about, folks. That's what we're talking about here. So start inviting some people in. Ask your questions.
Oh,
go ahead, man.
I'm on it. I'm on my text now, like trying to tell like 3 or 4 of my friends I need to come in this room and check this out.
Okay.
We will be here tomorrow for sure. We'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
They're gonna have some questions.
Well, listen, man. I will not be back live until next Wednesday. I'm going out of town. So we have a replay up on Friday and a replay up on Sunday. On Fridays, through the week, we're on Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern. On Sunday, we're on at 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. So I'll have replays up, but we'll be back next Wednesday live.
Okay.
All right. So Robbie Williams is asking online, folks, what YouTube channel or address do I go to see what you're doing? I'm listening, but I would like to see, he says. So what you do is on a separate device, go to YouTube and search P.I.L.L Method. Go to YouTube and search P.I.L.L Method. When you search it, it'll come right up. And then you can, subscribe, like a few of the videos, make comments, all of that, so that you can understand what's going on in the background. So let me go ahead and see if Lila Rochelle Wilkins says, looking forward to my appointment this evening. So I couldn't say that she had an appointment with me, but she can. So she's saying that she's watching us from Facebook. She says, looking forward to my appointment this evening. Have a great day. She has to go. So folks, how did she get an appointment with the P.I.L.L Method? Let's go over that right now. Okay. So what she did was went to my 10K card, which was my business card. I'm going to put that at the top of the screen. It is ICE10K.com. So we're going to put that at the top of the screen. All right. Pin link, ICE10K. Okay. Come on. 10K.com. There it is. All right. So ICE10K.com. She went to that. She clicked on that. And then she found a button that says get a savings and earnings report. And she filled it out. All right. So you get a savings and earnings report. You can find out the month, day, and year you can be debt free and how much interest you save. And people are asking me all the time, Don, how much does that cost me to save all that money in interest? It doesn't cost you anything. It costs the bank, because we save you 75 to 80% of the interest you were supposed to pay them, and you signed up to give them 100% of it. And some of you even put a large down payment on to do it. So we're going to take some of that money that you're saving, that you're signed up to give to the bank, to pay for your lifetime program. So it costs you nothing. The bank is not going to get all of its money that it was looking for. How do you like those apples? Come on, folks. It's a win-win-win for everybody. So go there. Let's go ahead and put that up on the screen. So we're going to put that up. We're going to put up the graphics for you guys to take a look at. And it's a little bit different. Now we've changed that, but go to ice10k.com, and we've got some new graphics. So my engineer is putting together some of the new graphics. But when we do that, you go to ice10k.com. All right. And if you're online, if you're watching us online, let me put it in the comment section. ice10k. All right. Ice, the number 10, the letter K.com. Boom. And then you click on ice10k.com. You go to ice10k.com, and then you'll see the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. When you do that, just follow all the directions, and somebody from my staff will give you a call when you fill out the financial form. And then we will confirm the numbers that you gave us, and then we will produce a report that tells you the month, day, and year you will be debt-free and how much interest you'll save. And I don't care if you have one mortgage or 10 mortgages or even 20. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have, credit cards, student loans, mortgages, car loans, whatever kind of loans you have. You put a fence up around your house, put that in there too. So whatever loan you put a pool in the backyard, you got a loan for that, put that in too. All right. All of that for our average client is paid off in about 7 years without disrupting your budget or your lifestyle. You can pay these loans off, everything, in about 7 years. How do you like that, Netter? That's what we do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome, man. I just pinged a couple of my friends. I sent the link to your YouTube channel.
Yes, man.
So if they will come in there and check it out.
Listen, sure. And I have over 200 shows up on YouTube. Just, you can watch them at any time. They're up 24/7. This kind of content. And we are the only company in the world that does this. Only one company in the world that does this, that focuses on how much interest you can save. Now, you've heard of the debt snowball or the avalanche method, or maybe what is it called? Velocity banking. There are offset methods where you're using a line of credit. All of that out there, it all works. But nothing works better than this, because none of those programs can tell you how much interest you're saving. And it's the interest cost that is killing us, especially when we don't understand it. So when we're comparing interest rates with sales tax, what we did today, it is amazing when you take a look at the numbers. All right. So let's bring that back up as we're talking about it. So, Netter, I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and put our book up. I want you to see our book, and you can go. It is the only book of its kind on Amazon. Out of 33 million different books on Amazon. Out of 33 million books on Amazon, guess what? There's only one book that talks about this subject and how to beat amortization. That's the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. So that's what we're talking about, folks. So let me go ahead and put that graphic up. There it is. The P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. That's what the book looks like. And so you can go there and get that book today. Get the book today. And the math that we just showed you on how all of this works, an 8th grader can understand it. Even an 8th grader can understand it. So why not learn it, and we can start teaching this to our children? I don't know, folks. Why not? So, Netter, what do you think? He's back there inviting people.
Yeah, I was. Because I'm sitting up here. I muted my mic so that I can, talk to people. But yeah, I'm trying to tell them to come in the room, and they said they're going to check you out.
That's good.
I'm texting people and they're responding and everything. So.
That's good, man. That's good. So listen, we want to help as many people as we can. All right, folks, do me a favor. Start inviting some people in here. Let's see. Jonathan Jones says, type in P.I.L.L method and select the live. Thank you very much. Robbie Williams, what YouTube? We answered that. Dahlia says, agree with ICE. Looked up my loan docs, and there is an option to prepay principal. It's wonderful. Unfortunately, nobody talks about it. Okay, Dahlia, I got you. All right. Let me see. Any other comments? Let me go back to my comments here online. Let me see here. Okay. I lost you, Kirk. Oh, Kirk said he got my engineer is actually at a remote site. And sometimes the internet isn't all that good on the remote sites. So let's put up, oh, by the way, Kirk, we're going to need some new graphics, but we can use the old ones for now. We just talked about getting a savings and earnings report. So let's put those graphics up. But if we look at ice10k.com, I've got a new configuration on that card, Kirk, ice10k.com. So what people see when they do that. But folks, go get a savings and earnings report. Go ahead and do that. Get the book. There is no reason for us to pay all of this interest when we're trying so hard to get over the fact that I hate paying sales tax. And in some states, they don't even charge sales tax on food. In Michigan, there's no sales tax on food. Okay. Alabama, they tax food. But Alabama has a tax moratorium when you go back to school. So there's a moratorium on school supplies and things like that where you pay no tax. So they have a tax holiday, a sales tax holiday. So everybody wants to go out and buy stuff on the sales tax holiday. So we don't like paying sales tax. But when you look at, and we talked about this earlier, all right, for you who are new in the room, if you have a $300,000 loan, $300,000, and in Alabama, it's 9%. So if you had a $300,000 purchase and you paid 9% sales tax on $300,000, okay, let's see, 9%. Okay, 300,000. Okay, times 9% sales tax equals $27,000. Okay, that's 9% sales tax. Okay, now, all right, so that's our new card. So you'll scroll down. Oh, thank you very much, sir. And all right, get your savings and earnings report. Okay, get your savings and earnings report there. All right, there it is. We're pointing it out to you. All right, and then once you get your savings and earnings report, we got some more information down there. Check out my digital card. Okay, and so you can check out my digital card and see everything that we offer you there. But the first thing you want to do is get your savings and earnings report. Okay, and that first picture you saw there, if you're looking at it online, is Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. Yeah, he's the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world. And the reason why his picture is there, because do you see the caption? Because we no longer had a mortgage. I want you to listen to Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, talk about the P.I.L.L method right now.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? because I'm going to keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't got to do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Listen, folks, don't judge a book by its cover, because listen, the title of our room is ICE Compares Mortgage Rates to Sales Tax. And most people saw that and said, that's not interesting. So you tell me, if you got something out of it, if you were here and listened to anything that we had to say, or anything that, Dr. Eric Thomas just said, if you got anything out of this today that was a little bit different, a little bit exciting, good information, put a number 9 in the chat right now. Put a number 9 in the chat if you're glad you showed up today to hear the difference between sales tax and mortgage rates. Sales tax and mortgage rate. Dahlia says number 9. Thank you, Dahlia. Anybody else? Did you get anything out of this today? All right. So Dr. Eric Thomas says, I paid off my mortgage and my wife feels better. Why are we still stuck in debt? Because of all the interest we're paying, because we have not been taught how the game is played. Folks, what we want to do is make sure that when you pay your money, you want Jonathan Jones says number 9. Great. So when you pay your money, you want your money to go to what you want it to go to, paying off your house. What you don't want it to do is go to the mortgage company. Right now, interest rates are at 7%. 7%. So some can get a 6, but a $300,000 loan at 7%. Take a look at this. $245 goes to principal, $1,700 goes to interest. Here's the payment on that. $1,199. I'm sorry, $1,995.91. That's the entire payment. Out of that money, $1,750 goes to interest. What? So if we bring up our calculator, put in $1,750 going to interest out of the money, divided by the payment of $1,995.91. Here's what we get. 88%. 88% of the mortgage payment goes to interest. That's 88 cents out of every dollar you're paying towards your mortgage. 88 cents goes to the bank, and you're buying your house with 12 cents out of every dollar. That is what's happening. I just need to know. Are you all tired of getting mortgages like this and nobody ever explaining it to you, and buying your house with 80 cents out of every dollar, and around 20 cents out of that dollar goes to pay for your house, but the bank gets 80% of your money? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Would you stand for that if you had to buy groceries that way? You go in to buy groceries, you got a cart, maybe depending on your family, you may have 2 carts full. All right. So as you're paying for your groceries and you're pulling out your debit card, 80 cents out of every dollar you pay for the groceries goes up in smoke, goes to somebody else, goes to the bank. 80 cents out of every dollar. And you're buying your groceries with 20 cents out of every dollar. You got to pay for 2 baskets full of groceries. Eggs, $12 a dozen. Okay. And now you've got to pay for your groceries with 20 cents out of every dollar. Nobody would stand for that. Nobody would stand for that. You go to the gas station and you're filling up your tank. And out of every dollar you're putting in your tank, 80 cents goes up in smoke, and you're paying for your gas with 20 cents out of every dollar to fill up your tank. Do you know how many dollars it would take to fill up your tank if you could only use 20 cents out of every dollar? We wouldn't put up with that either. But for some reason, we're okay when we're paying our mortgages, when we're paying our other loans, we're okay with giving away 80% of our money to the bank for the privilege of them lending us the money so that we can put listen, get this off the screen, $245.91 on principal and $1,700 in interest. And listen, folks, we scream and holler about sales tax, but this is worse than sales tax. This is something else altogether. And we now know we don't have to pay this. So, folks, if you don't like sales tax and you want to do something about that, you can now do something about your mortgage. Go to P.I.L.L method. Go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and get your savings and earnings report today. There's no charge for that. You can find out today how much money you can save, by going to ice10k.com. All right. Clicking on that and then click on that top button, get your savings and earnings report. Follow all of the directions and we will let you into the financial form. Now, I'll give you a little clue. When you're putting in your phone number, leave no spaces. We've got the +1 there for you, but don't leave a space. Put all of your numbers together, all right? And just run them all together. Then the program will accept your number and then send you a code as a message to let you into the form, okay? So make sure when you're putting in your phone number, leave no spaces at all right? So that's the trick there. So folks, listen, I'm so excited about giving out this information. Every single time we're here, we're going to be out of town again. All right, we're going to be putting up some replays from the past, some golden oldies. We're going to be putting up a replay on Friday. We're going to be putting up a replay on Sunday, but we will be back next Wednesday live. Does anyone here have any questions for me, either watching this online or on Clubhouse today? You can put it in the chat. You can write it into the comments, because we're going to wrap it all up if there are no more questions. I'm not just going to sit here and chatter. Okay. So do you have a question? Raise your hand and come to the stage. If you want to put it in the chat, go ahead and do that. All right. I'm looking for questions, but if not, listen, we're going to go ahead. It's 19 minutes after 8. Oh, let me encourage you to join the P.I.L.L Method Club while we're here. Okay, there's a few things I wanted to talk about since nobody's asking any questions. Join the P.I.L Method Club. If you're on Clubhouse, go to the top and click on that link. Follow me as your moderator. Whenever I'm in a room, I was in the Mortgage Syndicate earlier today on Clubhouse talking about this, and it went over extremely well. We also, if you want to become an affiliate, let's say you like this information and you want to share it, okay? Share it with others. You can become an affiliate, all right? So if you want to click on ICE, go ahead and click on ice10k.com, all right? My link above, let's go to that link right now, all right? Let me show you something. Go to the link right now, and then you scroll down to where it says become an affiliate. Now it's in blue down to the lower left. Click on become an affiliate, and it takes you to this page. You can become an affiliate for free. Let me talk to you about our affiliate program. It's one of the best affiliate programs on the planet. Now, when you send someone to us, here are the rules. They need to have at least $100,000 in debt and have at least one mortgage. Okay? They have to have at least $100,000 in debt and at least one mortgage. All right? If you send them to us and they become a client, we'll pay you $300 in the way that you want to be paid. And it's right there. You can be paid towards with Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, or PayPal. $300 will be sent to you if they become a client. Now, that's the first one in a month. If you send us a second one, now we're going to pay you $400 for a second one that becomes a client in the same month. So now that's $700 so far. If you send us a third person and they become a client, that one is worth $500. Okay. So now we're at 1,100. We got 3, 4, and 5. Okay. That's $1,100 in 1 month. All right. And then if you send us another one, it's $600. All right. So that's 1,700. All right. And then and so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 300, 400, 500, 600. And then the last one is $1,200. So if you send us 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one jumps from 6 to 1,200. Wow. That is pretty good money for sending in. And listen, you don't have to sell it. What you do is you find someone who is tired of paying their money like they're paying it. They want to do something different. Okay. And then you send them to us. All right. Once you send them to us, then you will be able, we'll be able to send you this kind of money. But here's how you get them interested. Send them to the YouTube channel. Let them watch the videos. Follow up with them in 24 to 48 hours. If they want to know more, all right, now we're going to click on my 10K card. So on here, on the same ICE 10K card, so you can go to, let's scroll down, all right, and we're done here. All right, we're going to go to the card and then scroll to where it says my 10, what does it say? Check out my digital card. So check out my digital card. I'm going to click on that. Okay. And then it takes you to my digital card. So let's click on it. And so now the next thing you want to do is when you have up somebody who's interested, you fill out the affiliate form. You fill out the referral form. All right. Right there. That's the one you want. Fill out that referral form. And once you fill that out, send in their information to us. And then our team will take it from there. When they become a client, we send you your fee. It is simple as that. Let them watch the videos, get them interested. It can make about $3,000 a month doing this. Now, the next month, it starts all over again. Okay. 300, 400, 500, 600, then 1,200. Boom. Just like that. So anyway, folks, I've had a great time talking to you today, comparing interest cost. Okay. ICE compares interest cost with interest rates with sales tax. We hate sales tax, but for some reason, we'll plop down a whole bunch of money to get a mortgage that's charging us, in this case, 139.5%. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to my screen. Take it back to my screen, and then we'll take a look at the amortization schedule and we'll blow it up. All right. And so we don't want to pay sales tax. But if we get this 7% mortgage for $300,000, if we're not careful, we'll pay everything that the bank wants, $418,000, 418 grand for this, if we're not careful. That is a total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 139.5%. Let's stop letting them get away with it. Let's learn how to love the bank. Why? Because now you have the cheat code. We're going to set you up with an artificially intelligent, cloud-based computing platform that does all of the math and guides you step by step, like financial GPS, on how not to pay 75 to 80% of that interest that the bank is looking for. It's the only company like this in the world. So stop paying interest like that today. Get your savings and earnings report and find out how you can take that money that used to go to the bank in interest, use that money and invest it in your family's future. Turn it into about $1 million of compounded interest so you don't have to continue to give that money to the bank. Invest it in your family. Grow your net worth. Here is the start of growing generational wealth. Take the money that used to go to your mortgage, your credit cards, your student loans. Take that money, take your loans, and turn them into wealth. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. We're going to see you again next Wednesday, but I'm still going to be putting up some replays for Friday and Sunday. Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. On Sunday, it's 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Central. We're going to have some great replays for you. Then we'll be back live on next Wednesday. So we're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time as we play our outro music. All right. Oh, by the way, my Kirk Nugent is the guy that puts up all the graphics and everything for me. So Kirk, could you put up your information so the folks can see it? So listen, folks, we are this thing that Kurt has come up with and helping me to do these live videos. Okay. He's our producer. Doing these live videos has meant the world. These videos go out all over the world. I just talked yesterday to a gentleman in New Zealand, and he's been watching our videos for a long time. And he reached out to me and says, if we could help him pay off his mortgage in New Zealand. I think it came out to about 4.5 years, something like that. He was so elated. So listen, and right now, what time is it? Let me ask Siri. Hold on. Hey Siri, what time is it in New Zealand?
It's 2:28 a.m. in Wellington, New Zealand.
Okay, somebody could be at 2:28 a.m. in Wellington, New Zealand right now, watching my videos because they couldn't sleep. That right there is awesome. All right, folks, listen, we'll see you next week live, but make sure you check in with the videos, and we're going to be emailing you a bunch of you guys are on our email list, and we're going to let you know when the lives come up, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's hear from Dr. Eric Thomas, and I'm going to say goodbye to you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.